Welcome to the Jodi Watkins Inspires YouTube channel. Hey, you guys, this has been a long time coming, and I actually wanted to do another video just because as life continues and we embrace this journey more and more, we have to understand that more things are going to get thrown at us, and we have to have the tools to get through it. And that doesn't necessarily include the band-aids that some of the medical doctors give us, such as medication. That includes things such as self-care and learning how to really hone in on who we are, why we react the same way that we do, and how we can continue even when all the things are getting thrown at us that seem like attacks. How do I have the credentials to teach you these things? Well, I have the best credential. I have life experiences to teach you all of the things that I've had to learn in my own life to get me over the hump, to release my own limiting beliefs, and to reclaim my life. That way, now I can teach you how to reclaim yours. My book, Reclaim Your Life, has different chapters in it. The first chapter is what I tell everyone. Every single thing in our lives, everything that we desire to do, starts with this. There's absolutely nothing that we will be able to do if we do not have a winning mindset. It's also important to surround ourselves with people who believe in us and support us rather than those who pull us back and tell us we're not going to make it. My second chapter is time management. And why is this important? Well, when I got out of the military, I was expected to be 20 people on any given day. When I got out, I thought that I still needed to be 20 people on any given day. And so I really had to work on that and understand that as much as I want to think that I can do all things all the time, I also have a daughter and I have a family and I have people who rely on me. But most of all, I rely on me, right? Love yourself. I rely on me. So it's so important to ensure that we have time for ourselves. And every 10, every 15 minutes counts. If you can't take 10 to 15 minutes to look out for you, that's not a life. That's a disaster. So that's why I talk about time management. That's why I coach on that and teach people strategies on how to include themselves while they're also taking care of everyone else. Chapter 3 is self-care. Self-care is so important and it really ties into the others, right? We have to be showing up for ourselves and we have to keep the commitments we make to ourselves in order to have a more fulfilling life. And I'm sorry, you can try to prove me wrong on that. But again, I know it from personal experience. There is no way that we can show up for everyone around us who relies on us if we are not showing up for ourselves. So self-care is super important. As a certified nutrition coach, I go into nutrition in chapter 4. Why is that? Well, most people don't understand or realize that I learned nutrition in order to get my mom off of some of her medications that she was on. They were killing her. They were making her suicidal. For her antidepressants were making her more depressed. And I said, this is not right. There's got to be a better way. She also had multiple sclerosis. So I had to learn protein for brain health. And then I started learning that protein is in every single cell in our bodies. It regulates our immune systems. It regulates our hormones. It regulates our brain function. This is for kids and adults. Okay. So nutrition is key. And it's not about having a diet to make us look a certain way. It's about understanding the process of what we put into our bodies and how we fuel our bodies and how important that must be for everyone. Because if we're not paying attention to that, we're going to be sluggish. We're not going to be productive. We're not, again, going to be able to show up for ourselves or those who rely on us. Also, when we have injuries, surgeries, nutrition is key because it keeps us feeling okay. When we have those days where we're down and out, and believe me, you guys, I have them. It's frustrating when I'm not able to do all the things for myself. But this is part of life. And again, we have to embrace the journey. So, fueling our bodies is so important because it also helps us not be so depressed and not be so detrimental to our own health. Chapter 5 is exercise. While I may be limited right now, I still have a functioning body. I still have 2 legs that move, and I still have another arm, even though I'm right-handed. The point is, instead of focusing on what I'm not able to do right now, I must focus on what I can. Now, I'm also undergoing issues with or undergoing care for my spine. I was in 2 car accidents last year, and so I'm dealing with those things. I've had to limit, I'm not able to put any weight on my spine anymore, which is fine. I had no more deadlifts, nothing like that. But again, I have to be understanding and I have to be cognizant of the fact that exercise releases endorphins that will keep me going throughout the day. So I do that first thing in the morning. I move, I get moving because that allows my body and my mind to feel better. Chapter 6 is consistency. Consistency when life happens. How do we keep going during the tough times? Well, when I wrote my book, I also built a relationship with God. It's a relationship that I'm still in the process of building, and I still have a long way to go. But whether you believe in God or anything, you have to understand that there is an energy around us. We can either be the light for others or we can be the darkness that people don't want to be around. I choose to be the light because I've been around enough darkness in my life. And I just don't choose to be that for anyone else because I know how it feels to have that around you. Now, I will say I have been the darkness. I wasn't trying to be, but I had to deal with some of the things and heal from the things that I had been carrying for so long, the guilt, the shame, the trauma that I endured early on in life and throughout my military career and after. For 40 years, I had been carrying burdens that I had no business carrying. So I went through what's called EMDR in 2021. I also went through a program for veterans called Operation New Uniform. And I get to build their online program now so we can help even more veterans transition and understand that they are supported and they don't have to walk this walk alone. Everything that you see me doing now is because I went through it. And that's why I know that I can be here for you. So whether you just purchase the book or you take my interactive course and get to work with me that way, or you do one-on-one coaching with me, I want to be the person who locks arms with you and helps you in this journey. I'm also mentoring other personal trainers right now and teaching them how to be online coaches. Because at the end of the day, when we're on everyone else's time, that leads to insanity for all of us, whether you're a client or a coach. So I'm now teaching other coaches how to use an online platform, actually 2 online platforms to build their businesses. So if you fit into any of these things, I would love to link up with you. I'm also looking for guests for my podcast, Breaking Barriers Now. I hope that you go over to that playlist and you listen to some of them. And if you're wondering why I started that podcast, well, our stories are meant to be shared. When I walk around, nobody sees the backstory. Nobody sees what I had to go through to get to where I am today mentally. Because success looks different from everyone. For me, knowing I hit rock bottom, I feel successful now because I'm not there anymore. I'm a lot farther ahead. Now I still have a long way to go, as we all do. But I'm here and I'm fighting for you. I have a community that I would love for you to come into. It's called the Jodi Watkins Life and Health Community. Inside that community, I have a subscription group It's an Ask the Coach accountability group. I would love for you to join that group. There's a 30-day free trial, so make sure you check the announcements and get that code. I'll make sure I put it in here as well. Get on the live calls and let's do life together, whatever it is. It doesn't have to just be exercise and nutrition. It's a support group. It's life. And I get to share the tools that I've used in my own life to help others be less overwhelmed, less stressed, and be able to show up more for not only themselves, but for those around them. I also have the Reclaim Your Life interactive course inside of my community. I also have a coaching group where I coach other entrepreneurs to build their own courses. And then I have this podcast, Breaking Barriers Now, where we have discussions and we get to interact with each other. I would love to have you inside the community. Everything in there is called an experience because, again, we learn through experience. Life is the best teacher. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many certifications I have, how many degrees I have. I do have an MBA. But you know what? It's the life experiences that taught me everything, all the tools. It's the therapy session. It's the stuff that I went through in order to become a better person. And that's what I'm here to share with you. So do me a favor, click on that Calendly link at the bottom and let's talk. Have a blessed day.